Welcome to beautiful La Mirada Park. My name is Dave Vincent alongside David Fink for the WPH Outdoor Nationwide Series. On the left, you see Juan Santos there going up against our current number one, Samzon Hernandez. What is Juan going to have to do today to defeat the guy that's won the first two stops here in this Big Ball Cup Series?
Well, Juan's got that X factor. He's got that serve. He can hit it to the right. He can hit to the left. He can hit the two-ball serve. If he gets that serve going, he's capable of actually running away with this championship against the great Samzon Hernandez. Of course, Samzon is always competitive. He's always going to bring everything he's got, so it's never going to be easy to beat Samzon. But you have to think on courts like this, where Juan's able to execute that serve, he'll have a good opportunity to take down the machine.
Here's the announcement from our referee, Sal Duenas. We'll have 2 games of 15. The breaker also played to 15, but this is rally scoring, and the first server is Samzon Hernandez from Hawthorne, California.
That's right. There's only one serve, and you score even if you're receiving. So the game can move very quickly.
So basically, there's a point on every single rally, and there's the first point there for Samzon Hernandez. This Big Ball Nationwide Series is brought to you by Handball and Junior WPH. We'll be talking about the impact that Junior WPH is having on the sport of handball as this tournament goes on.
These guys are very familiar with one another. They're rivals. In fact, these are the only 2 players that have ever won a Players' Cup championship singles event in the 3 years of the Players' Cup. Samzon winning the majority, but Juan winning the ones that Samzon has not won. And there's that serve.
Wow, Dave. That was one of the best serves I've ever seen.
Well, it sets Juan up for a very easy paddle kill up at the foot fault line with Samzon about 30 feet back. And there's the same serve again.
This time Juan goes and takes a step back, misses his shot. He should have won that rally there.
He had a couple of chances there, you're right. It seems like Juan hit such a great serve, and he doesn't really concentrate all that much on his second shot.
Wow, look at that left-handed little dump from Juan Santos. Was that a flub shot? Did he mean to do that? I mean,
I think he realized that the serve was so good he had to go for broke there, and he did.
These guys are playing really close here. Oh, and there's a hit.
Well, that's an issue that has been discussed throughout the weekend, the crossing of the ball, and you didn't see it there. It was before that play, but you see players hitting towards the left line and then crossing the line of the ball as they come back to the middle of the court.
You see that amazing touch right there from Juan Santos, that first strike kill. You know, Dave, I think you're right. You know, he doesn't attack that first shot, but he attacks it with like this soft finesse. Somehow Juan stays into that rally. Nice get right there from Samzon Hernandez and then put away from Juan Santos. Let's take a quick look at this.
But is this worthwhile for Samzon to make that get? How often are you going to win the point from that position? It takes a lot out of you. And on a hot day like today, Dave, where the sun is just scorching, I mean, it feels like it's about 115 degrees out here. We're down in the valley here in La Mirada. The guys said, you know, we don't really play here that often because it's so hot. And it's the type of area in the park where it sits down and there's really no wind, there's no air circulation at all, so you actually feel like you're in Tucson in the desert. I mean, it's probably about 90 degrees on the thermometer, but it feels more like 115. And believe me, out here in this heat, it takes a huge toll on the players.
Yeah, the players are really feeling it this weekend, and some of those players that have talked about how warm it is were these juniors. They were not complaining, but certainly bringing it up. Dave, earlier today, you had this great clinic with the junior players along with our referee, Sal Duenas, and Samzon Hernandez, plus Timbo Gonzalez. What can you say about these kids that have come out to La Mirada Park?
Well, it's really incredible what we're able to do here for the kids, including them in this big event. They're actually the showcase of the event. The kids, they were so excited to be able to have an opportunity to learn from Samzon and Sal, and they did learn a lot. I mean, a couple kids came up to me after the clinic and said, I just tried that left corner kill that Samzon taught me, and it worked.
That is really cool to see the pros giving back to the kids, and Junior WPH sponsoring that clinic. And look at that nice shot as we get back into the action from Juan Santos from Orange, California.
It was Samzon who took a timeout there. He's in a pretty substantial deficit here, trailing now 8-2. And remember, Juan just needs to win 7 more rallies to win this first game. Samzon has very little margin for error here, if any.
Wow. I don't know if that was a smart timeout from Samzon, because Juan is now hitting the most incredible shots after the timeout.
Well, you remember in the last Cup Stop series, Samzon faced a similar deficit in Game 1 of the finals against Timbo Gonzalez, trailing 12-5 in that first game, and ran off 10 straight points to steal that first game.
That's true.
You never count Samzon out. But when you've got a guy serving and shooting like this,
that's unreal. Look
not
at
really
this.
anything that you can do.
Watch that shot there. Almost hits that GoPro camera. That's in that left corner. And that one might be out.
Juan's wearing out that left corner, and that's his first unforced error here in this first game.
And a point goes on the scoreboard for Samzon Hernandez. 3-11 is the score here in La Mirada Park for the WPH Big Ball Nationwide Series. This is year number 2 of this big tournament. Both years, Dave, had over 220 players in the first 2 years of this nationwide series.
And probably 3 times that amount of fans. Guys who come out just to watch.
Oh, terrible error from Samzon Hernandez, and the side out gives a point to Juan Santos back in the box.
It was Juan Santos last night, Dave, as the sun was setting, taking out Timbo Gonzalez in a very emotional, spirited match that went deep into the third game. In fact, both games 12-11. Games 1 and 2, they were playing to 12 in the quarterfinals. And then Santos winning 12-8 in the tiebreaker. That
could have been the match of the tournament.
Yeah.
Of course, we still have great matches scheduled here throughout the day, but that's the one everyone's talking about. Here's a 14-4, and you can hear the fans yelling that a ball is rolled onto the court, and that was a great serve there from Juan Santos. Juan's really the only guy that's been able to beat Samzon Hernandez in the last 3 or 4 years.
Samzon has no singles tournament losses to anyone but Juan. And remember, Juan beat him convincingly, and I think that serve was in.
Samzon says it's in. The crowd thinks it's out. Juan and Samzon agree, and they concede. I think we should probably take a look at that. There's the #1 small ball ranked pro with the WPH Race for 8 Luis Moreno feature there. Dave, let's cue this up really quick and see if we can take a look at that last serve. Here it goes. You can't tell from that camera angle. Too bad. Let's see what from this one. Is that in or out?
Well, remember, the line is out.
That looked like it was way out from that camera.
Yeah, that's...
How could that I thought it was in when I saw that live there, but then, boy, it tells you that, you know, your eyes do lie sometimes. Samzon Hernandez losing to Juan Santos there in game number 1 as we look at the sights and sounds of this beautiful La Mirada Park. We're the Big Ball Nationwide Cup Series brought to you by Edel Handball, Junior WPH, all given to you from the WPH Outdoor folks.
Yeah, the players and fans really being treated right here at La Mirada Park.
Let's take a break. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay close. More action here with the WPH Outdoor.
It's one of the best tournaments I've ever gone to and go to. The mix of the sun, the beautiful weather, and the casino, and playing outdoor racquetball.
fun. It's a great event.
This is Vegas!
WPH Outdoor and the Nationwide Series brought to you by Edel Handball. Dave Vincent back with you alongside Dave Fink for game number 2, Santos versus Samson. As you see there, this is stop number 3 on the Cup Series as we make our way toward that Vegas 3-wall ball outdoor championships in September. And that was a little brief look at that a major tournament that's coming up in September we can't wait for. And the first strike there from Santos gives him number 1 on the scoreboard.
Santos completely dominating game 1, winning 15-4. Really not much Samson was able to do in that first game as Juan took the play away from him with those amazing serves and first strike kills.
Actually, it could have been 15-1 or 2 if it weren't for Santos hitting a couple balls long that gave Samson free points. I mean, not trying to rub salt into the wound, though, of course.
Well, you remember Santos beat Samson very convincingly in the finals of the Vegas Championships last September. This looks like a replay of that match thus far.
Boy, and Santos is giving Samson a kind of a dose of his own medicine. Samson's the one that usually pushes everybody around. Look how much foot movement both of these guys are giving each other. Samson off the court, Santos a little push shot up front, and now you see Santos saying, hey, it's 60 seconds.
Santos is playing chess out there. He's just moving the ball wherever he wants on the court, low, high, side to side, front to back.
I love that.
Mentored by the great Goyo Tellez, who doesn't even watch him really play anymore. Dave, he's so confident in his pupil.
Oh, nice shot from Santos there.
Now we've seen a lot of balls hit that top fence throughout this tournament. The front wall is a lot lower than we're used to seeing. The front wall is just about 16 feet high. So a lot of those lobs that would be good shots actually hit that fence. Hard to tell from this camera angle, but that front wall is low.
Oh, it's low.
So it's hard to play defense, and that makes it even more difficult to return these Santos serves. And being the great champion that he is, Santos is taking advantage. His 9th left-hand kill already in this match, Dave.
And another timeout already for Samzon Hernandez as we take a look at this crowd. Our cameras catching some beautiful sights and sounds here at La Mirada Park throughout this beautiful state of California. We've made this incredible big ball 3-walls tour in its 3rd year now. It really haven't repeated a location. And we're just checking out these great family facilities and bringing everybody together, the sport of handball, especially with the youth. Dave, we were talking about it earlier. You had that youth clinic earlier today, which brought out all the kids, and I think we have a whole group of them watching us on a big screen TV. And we'll cut away to them every now and then to see what they're doing. But what are your impressions about all the kids that are in the sport?
Well, it's inspiring. I mean, we've had close to 80 kids participating in this event. All of them were extremely enthusiastic. They love to play, and they love to watch the top players, and they're going to be the top players in the next 5 to 10 years. And I think these guys, Samson and Santos, know that they could very well be playing against the guys that they were coaching in a couple of years' time.
And we're back into it here. A lot of juniors watching right now, and that ball's out. Another point, 7-1 for Juan Santos.
And these guys are incredible role models for everybody, but particularly the juniors. These guys always compete with class and sportsmanship. Also very fair players, Santos and Samson. But now it looks like it's Santos just running away with this championship. Nothing Samson can do right now. It's another unreturned serve. 15-4, now 9-1, so he's outscored him 24-5.
But you're talking about these guys having, good attitudes on the court. It's hard to have a bad attitude when you're getting beat like this. I mean, it's hard to complain when it's really not the referee that's making any calls.
I've seen I'm seeing others do so.
Not
But now
naming
it's
names.
Yeah, this is just about over though. 10-1, and Samson will look to probably just pad the stat sheet and make the scoreboard look a little bit more respectable. But certainly this match is over.
Yeah, there's literally nothing Sam can do other than, seeing errors like that from Juan Santos. But that hasn't happened today. That's what, the third unforced error?
Yeah.
And a couple of those were because of amazing serves from Samzon Hernandez. And there's another skip in.
Maybe a little dip in concentration here from Santos, recognizing that he's so close to winning this. And, you're beating such a great player so easily, and you start to think to yourself, this is not supposed to be this easy. And then that gets in your head.
Do you think maybe he can hear us? I mean, sometimes if you hear the announcers talking about you and that the game's basically yours, you kind of let up just a little bit because they've given it to you.
Well, after making only 2 errors in a game and a half, Santos has made 3 consecutive errors.
Dave, our producer just told me that we have a rare interview with our referee if we want to, Sal Duenas. I'm going to take my headphones off really quickly and go out over there as we look at these great pictures. I'll be back in just a bit. Let me ask him some questions. Okay.
As you see some of the medals that will be given to our junior champions here as well as our other division champions. Fast Eddie there. And Dave, we're going to go to you with Sal.
What are you witnessing out here as a referee?
As a referee, I'm seeing that Samson's just overwhelming him. I mean, Imai is just overwhelming Sam, and it's his day-to-day, pretty much. It's Juan's day-to-day, and we'll see what happens right now when Sam comes back in. Scores a 4 to 10, so it's a 15, so we'll see what happens.
How many seconds they have on the clock?
We got about 20 seconds left right now.
And Dave, it's hot when the referee has to wear a headband as we welcome you back into the booth. That was a cool interview with our ref there during that what was supposed to be a 60-second timeout. I don't see a stopwatch though on his wrist, but it's about 60 seconds. But looks like it's just about to be over here.
Well, 10-4 is not a score you want to be on the receiving end of in rally scoring. I mean, you can make a couple side outs, make a couple errors, and win 15-8 or 9. Probably about what's going to happen here.
Well, that's 4 consecutive errors now for Santos, who led 10-1, missed an easy corner kill with his left hand, and since then another 3 errors. So now Samson, without really having to do much, scoring 4, make that 5 consecutive rallies. And I would call that a forced error there, but still a ball that you would expect Santos to return. That was the best serve of the day for Samson there.
Oh, Samson could have had that. Those are going to come back to haunt you if this gets close.
Well, that's what happens when you've played 7 matches in this heat in just 48 hours, singles and doubles. You don't have that explosive first step.
Well, you have to remember, Samson is in the doubles finals,
right.
and Santos lost yesterday, so he's got that extra step in him. Santos does.
And how do you miss that shot? That was pretty much the nail in the coffin, would have been. Instead, Samson has just a little bit more life. He's clinging to the end of that string right now.
You see the swagger that Samson has here? Just when he gets in the service box, he's kind of bobbing his head as if, hey, this is where I'm supposed to be. He's throwing that ball down a little bit more direct. This would be scary if you were playing Samson when he starts getting those.
Well, great champions know how to apply the psychological pressure, and that's what he's doing right now.
He was down 10-1. Now it's 9-12.
7 errors in the last 8 rallies for Juan Santos. Samson still has not hit a kill shot in this game. And of course, as soon as I say that, Samson executes his first kill shot in this second game. He only hit 2 kill shots in the first game, so only 3 kill shots so far in this match, but he finds himself back in this second game.
Oh, that was a huge miss right there. Skip in, and someone's going to call a timeout.
That's Samson's favorite shot, and I'm shocked that he missed it, particularly at that point in the game. So critical. We'd pretty much written him off, and he was right back in the game if he makes that shot.
More camera angle looks at this beautiful park, and those are the kids that are watching us on the big screen TV. Once they realize that they're actually live right now I'm sure you're going to see some type of reaction from them. They have to make sure to turn it on. I think somebody's going to flip that big screen on so they can see. Director, flip that switch. There they go. They noticed. Hi, guys. A lot of kids out here watching us, and a lot of kids participating. A lot of these groups, the handball groups, they come together and bring their kids, their students that they've been mentoring, along with Junior WPH and the amazing work that World Players of Handball Junior Division and Outdoor doing with these kids. Bringing together over 220 players in 2 straight years for this big championship. Last year,
return there from Samson.
Last year was at Marina Park. This year at La Mirada, California. And guess who's got another point?
Two beautiful wrong-footed pass shots from Samson.
Dave, why? It's getting close for this question, but you see that Samson is pushing that ball out that right door. Why doesn't Samson go down to his belly there for that shot? And this one's out, runs into the fence, gets it back to the front wall. Amazing. Oh, Samson was back into the play. He could have actually done something with that if he would have taken a couple steps forward. Let's take a look. And
rather than rushing this kill shot, Juan could have taken that out of the air, but he let it drop, had enough confidence in his shot that he was going to put it down even if Samson did come back on the point. You see this here, Dave. He could have taken this out of the air with Samson up against the fence. Instead, he says, I'm going to take my time, let it drop.
Goes with a traditional small ball type swing there, and Samson's just about 4 feet away from it. Why isn't Samson serving that ball into the fence? Why aren't the players doing that?
Well, apparently there's some sort of agreement that the players wouldn't hit the 2-wall sort of into the left side.
Oh, okay,
fence.
so it's like a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
So no, they don't do that there. Here.
Look at that serve.
Wow, look at that camera angle.
Yeah.
Didn't even know we had this one going, and that's a nice shot right there from Samson, and he gets a point. I think he's at 13 now. 13-14, once down, 1-10 in rally scoring. This is virtually impossible. That was a kind of strange serve and a miss.
Went for the kill shot in the match right there and comes up 3 inches short.
This is 14-14. Oh, and Juan Santos puts it away in that left corner with the shot that he made famous in that first game, and he does it here in game number 2 to take this championship. Let's go over to him really quickly. I'm going to take my headphones off, okay, Dave?
Okay. Be interesting to hear what Juan has to say about that second game.
Juan, that was what the heck happened there at the end?
The heat just getting to me.
You were the hottest player I've ever seen in the very beginning, and you were just holding on by a thread, and then you made that amazing shot at the end and some great rallies there.
Yeah.
What was Samson doing there to put some pressure on you?
It was just switching the shots. Passing me, moving me. He's great at that. It was just tough reading his shots. But I'm glad I was able to finish the game. If we would have gone to the tiebreak, I don't know if I would have been able to make it all the way to the end.
This crowd right here seemed like they were very pro Samson.
They are.
Maybe because that's where we're located, but when you won, they were very pro Juan Santos. How did that feel at the end to hear that?
It feels great. It feels great when people recognize your accomplishments. And I've been here before, and I'm glad I'm here again.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I'm just glad I came back again.
What are you going to do now? You've got this. You got this win. You're going to build upon this. I know that you're probably focusing on Vegas, and there's some other things that you're wanting to do before the year's over.
Of course, gonna train, get ready for Vegas. Hopefully, it will be my 3rd year in a row winning the Vegas tournament.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people out here that always forget you are even in a tournament for some reason, and they always say Samson's the best player, and it's always Samson, always Samson. Do you use that as motivation?
Yes, actually I do. It's nice when you beat someone that it's a great player like him, and of course I think he has a bigger crowd than me, but that's always a motivation for me, trying to beat the crowd, beat the player.
Well, you did it. Congrats, you got the big money, and you won the nationwide tournament here with the WPH. He's the Spurs. Congratulations once again on doing that. You can do that. Hey, now you're going to go out and hug your guys. I'm sure they're wanting to come to you, so go ahead. Have a good one. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Great interview there with Juan Santos. Calls it like he sees it, Dave. And he's going to pick up the first place trophy at the presentation, but has to feel good. He gets congratulations from his OC buddies, including the referee Sal Duenas, who always calls it down the middle, but he does support his OC brethren.
Okay, Dave, I'm here, but you have to leave and go give that presentation. All right, Dave's going to go right around the corner and give that presentation. Let's go to him right now.
First of all, I want to thank Ben and Handball for sponsoring this event. It was an incredible event because of their sponsorship in the WPH. So let's give Ben and Handball and the WPH a big round of applause. Ben, thanks for being here. Of course, we have to thank our competitors who gave us an incredible match today. Samson, we're going to bring you up first. I know that you're not used to getting a second place trophy, but it was a great match. I mean, of course, Juan played incredible for the first game and a half, but we knew you'd make the run. So congratulations. I know you'll be back strong in a couple of weeks in Team 1 and then in Vegas. So look forward to seeing you then, and look forward to seeing this rivalry continue. So, Samson.
What a great attitude Samzon Hernandez has here, even in defeat. Now we're giving that trophy to Juan Santos.
Juan Santos, it was one of the best exhibitions of handball that we've ever seen, especially for that first game and a half. I mean, it was like you couldn't do any wrong.
No.
Every serve was perfect, every kill. Samson put the pressure on you there at the end, but you were able to stay strong and win that last point. But it was one of the most exciting matches we've seen in the Players' Cup history. So congratulations, great job. We look forward to seeing both you guys hopefully in Team 1 and then of course in Vegas. So, all right, we got a couple
Great presentation there from Dave Fink, who's now going to wrap that up and get back here into the booth really quickly here as he takes his sunglasses off and his hat and works his way into the booth, taking a look at those first place trophies for the juniors. Dave, welcome back in one more time.
Thanks.
These guys are both really good guys, aren't they?
It's like I was saying during the match, they're amazing role models. They carry themselves with class at all times, and they're really a pleasure to watch and a pleasure to talk to as well.
Samzon Hernandez loses the first stop of this young season here at stop number 3 at the WPH Big Ball Nationwide Series, brought to you by Handball, Junior WPH, and of course Junior WPH Outdoor. And he does it at the hand of a guy that's been really the only guy to beat him in tournament play, and that's Juan Santos. And it was because of some amazing play early from Juan Santos.
Well, Juan Santos, like I said during the presentation, really could not do any wrong. I mean, his serves were so precise, so close to the lines, angling the balls off the court. It had Samson guessing the wrong way. There was really nothing Samson could do. We talked about the front wall being just 16 feet high. It really gave Samson no opportunity to play defense, and Juan took care of the easy first strike opportunities, running away with the first game 15-4. Looked like he was going to win the second game even more easily, up 10-1, but he started to make some errors. Samson put on the pressure, and it came down to one shot. And like Santos said there at the end, had it gone to a tiebreaker, he doesn't know if he would have been able to last. So that last shot at 14-14 really was the difference maker, because Samson obviously would have had the momentum going into the tiebreaker and probably would have won the tiebreaker, but we'll never know. But like you said, Dave, Santos has now won one of the 3 Players' Cup stops this season, Samson winning the first 2. However, Juan didn't play in stop number 2, didn't get any points. It's going to be hard for him to win that Players' Cup championship, the Player of the Year, having missed that stop. But we'll see what happens. He could end up winning the next 2 events, and you never really know. But definitely a great match from both guys.
Well, as it pans out, and we're taking a quick look at the preliminary rankings here from this result. Number 1 player coming in, Samzon Hernandez. Number 2, Juan Santos, separated by really a lot of points. Now, those two are running away with number 1 and 2. I think it's impossible for anybody to actually catch them in this Cup Series this year. But Juan does pick up a little bit of ground. You have to remember, last year at the Nationwide Series, this big national championship-style tournament at Venice Beach, it was Samzon Hernandez who won that tournament. So he is going to lose a little bit of points in the rankings there, and Santos, of course, picks up just a tad, and also kind of narrows the gap just a little bit. We'll have a couple more stops before that big World 3-Wall Ball Outdoor Series in September, so you never know what happens with Juan Santos and Samzon Hernandez in the quest to find out who will be the Cup Players Champion. We're going to have the women's singles and the doubles finals coming up. For Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have more handball action here from La Mirada Park, California at WPHLive.tv. Thanks for watching.